The time has finally come to cut a hole in the van roof. I've been waiting for this for so long. Pretty much. Okay, so someone's been busy doing the insulation this weekend while I've been poorly.
We normally have Saturday and Sunday off just to do our own thing and relax. But I got a bit bored this weekend because Chess wasn't feeling very well and I was only just going to measure up the insulation for the roof, but I ended up measuring it, cutting it and sticking it all on where we can for the moment. So slightly a bit ahead of plan this week, which is good. Okay, so now that I've got all the spray foam in, or all that I can for the moment, I'm gonna have a look at cutting the wood that's gonna go and sit on the ribs. So it sits down and then the cladding which you've got on the walls can go across the ceiling. I'm gonna use 12mm ply because that's what we've got left over and it gives a good depth for, so I'm gonna start measure up and then get that cut. I'm gonna have to wait though for all this to dry or to cure, and then, which will probably be, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, then cut off whatever's hanging over. I don't know if you can see, but there's lots hanging over, so we'll get all that cut off tomorrow, and then so we'll get the roof battens then screwed in place. So yesterday I spray foamed all the remaining gaps between the Celotex and the ribs, and spray foamed in here where we hadn't put the wool insulation because it's just easier to spray foam in. But we didn't spray foam too much in because obviously it expands and we didn't want it to push the roof out anything. So we just used a little bit. You see it's all come dripping through. So today we are going to chop it all off, everything that is below the rib. We're going to vapor it or seal it with the foil tape, all the gaps here and here. And then what we also did yesterday is we cut these battens, it's got a bit of foam on, cut these battens which will fit across like that, and we'll fix these to the ribs. So we can use these to put our ceiling on, or attach our ceiling to. Okay, so if you're wondering why the first two battens on the roof we've put up are full length and the rest half length, it's because these two I cut a little bit too short, so they only sat to about there. So what we did is cut them in half, use the longest bit, and then just cut new bits to match up.
So we've pretty much got the installation done for the roof or the ceiling, which is really exciting. The reason we haven't finished it all is because we are going to try and put the fan in either today or tomorrow. We're definitely going to look at it today, so we're going to try and get as much of the ceiling done as we can. So yeah, I'm just vapor sealing now the foam, and we're basically just doing all the little bits we need to do before we get stuck into the fan.
Yeah.
You may have noticed that we have installed our roof rack before we put our fan in, and the reason we wanted to do this is because we weren't sure if we're going to need to cut the roof rack down, depending on where the fan sits on the roof. So we thought we'd best have the roof rack on place, see if it fits. If it doesn't, we can cut it down, if we need to. So the fan we're using is the trusty Fiamma Turbo Vent in crystal, so it's got the nice clear lid so we can get some sunlight in. And it is just going to sit here, which is above our kitchen area. And now just measuring everything up and seeing if it will fit. And we think we might just be okay. We're going to put it in anyway. We're not going to take the roof rack, cut anything off before we put the fan in. And then once the fan's in, we'll then see if we need it. If anything, it's going to affect the opening of the fan, so the hinging more than anything. So we can cut that off afterwards if we need to. That's the plan anyway.
There you go.
Okay. So Ben has already created this frame. We did this a while ago, didn't you?
Yeah, it's just a rough template, wasn't it? It actually worked out perfectly.
It was, like, yeah, intended as a rough template, but actually does the job perfect. So we think by placing it slightly off the centre is how we can avoid that edge of the roof rack, which means putting it there. So we've measured it out already, and I think we're going to cut it from the inside because we've got, what is it,
a hand angle grinder.
Hand angle grinder, which could be nice and easy. Cutting a hole in the roof is definitely one of the things we're most nervous about. Your dad's going to give us a hand, isn't he? And just make sure we're using it right. But yeah, we are pretty nervous about doing this.
Perfect.
Happy? Get that.
Happy with that, yeah.
I'm not around, but I'm not gone. I miss the bed you're sleeping on.
Okay, so we're gonna let the hammerite dry now for a little bit, maybe like 20 minutes, and then come back and put the frame on. This isn't quite as detailed a video as our previous Rhino roof rack one, but we're kind of just figuring this out as we go. So we're just really happy we cut the hole the right size.
We've now stuck the housing which is going to hold the fan in place onto the roof of the van, and we've just got it, we've stuck it down with EBT again, and we've just got it clamped just there whilst it's drying. The frame is set, that is not going anywhere, and the fan is in. Look at that, fits. It did fit perfectly. 2 seconds, there we go, it fits perfectly.
What about the roof rack? Do you want to explain that the roof rack's cool?
So just here, you can't be able to see, there is the roof rack bar, and we thought having this in with the hinges, let me just connect that up. We thought with having the hinges that we wouldn't be able to open it. We thought it would hit on the roof rack bar, but now it's in place, it fully opens up and doesn't catch on the roof rack at all. So that means we don't have to cut through our roof rack. So now that it fits, you'll take this mastic tape, put a strip or a couple of strips around each side, then flip the fan over and stick this Sikflex 512 caravan adhesive onto the back of the, or onto the underside of the fan, and then press these so these two come together, and we'll let that set, and that'll be perfect. I think that's in. Pressure on. Oh. Can't believe I did it.
No.
Okay, I won't put more in. There you go.
That's awesome.
Ceiling fan is in. High five.
That's awesome. So I think we're going to leave the video there for this week. It has been a bit more of a random video. We've been doing a lot of kind of like little jobs, kind of building up to just getting the ceiling fan done around the weather and stuff like that. So it hasn't been a packed week, but we have got quite a few like annoying little things done, haven't we? Like finishing off the cladding and stuff like that. If you're interested, we are vlogging our entire van build, trying to get one up every week. So I think we've got like 8 videos up now, I think, or 7. So if you want to see how we got to the stage, you can see the other videos. So yeah, we'll catch you in so we'll see you next week. Bye.